Immigration Guide for Australian Spouse Visa. Welcome back to our channel. If you are living in Australia with your spouse for a long period and are willing to apply for an Australian spouse visa, then this video is for you. Stay with us till the end to get complete information regarding how you can get a permanent spouse visa for Australia. You can get a spouse visa for Australia if you have been married to an Australian citizen or permanent resident, an eligible New Zealand citizen, or have been living in a de facto relationship with one for at least 12 months. You can be sponsored by your spouse for a period of over 2 years, leading towards getting eligible for permanent residence if the relationship is still in continuity. So what are the eligibility criteria to apply for the Australian spouse visa? Let's begin with the requirements to be eligible for an Australian spouse visa. Both of you should be of 18 years or above. You should commit with your spouse to share your life as husband and wife, even if legally married or not, to the exclusion of all others. You should have a truthful and lasting relationship with each other. You and your spouse must be living together and shouldn't be living apart permanently. You should be in a relationship with your spouse for over the last 12 months to show proof that you have been living together during this period until you both are legally married. You both would be required to pass the health and character criteria. What are the standard rules to apply for an Australian spouse visa? Standard rules and procedures. You can apply for your Australian spouse visa from Australia or overseas. However, you can get multiple benefits if you apply from Australia. You will be issued an extended eligibility temporary visa after accepting your initial application, which will allow you to stay in Australia for over 2 years, along with full work rights. Under some circumstances, you will not be required to wait for 2 years before applying for Australian permanent residence. This can happen in cases if you fall under the following. You have been with your spouse for a period of over 5 years when applying for the application. You have been with your spouse for a period of 2 years and have dependent children within the duration of the relationship, or you were in a relationship with your spouse before they were granted a permanent visa under the humanitarian program or a protection visa, and your relationship was declared to Australian immigration officials at the time. You will be permitted to apply for permanent residence in Australia after completing 2 years, showing proof that your relationship is still maintained. So, will you be eligible to apply for Australian permanent residence before completing the time period? Yes, you can still be eligible to apply for permanent residence in Australia before the completion of the period of over 2 years, within certain circumstances if your spouse has died within this period, both of you have children under 18 years of age, or your spouse have been subjected to domestic violence anytime throughout the period. This is the end of today's video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned for more updates on Australian immigration.